Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, I saw an excellent video by Willie D on his channel, Willie D Live. It was an excellent video. It was called I Never Liked Martin Luther King. And I watched the video, and it was a great piece by Willie D, and he broke it down. He explained growing up in Texas, you know, about fighting back and taking a stance. And I'm going to get to that, how I get tired of white people and coons trying to use Martin Luther King to subdue us and to try to weaken us. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, when it came to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, I was more of a Malcolm X guy. I respected Martin Luther King. I respected his message. But to be honest with you, I didn't fully agree with his message. I wasn't 100% on board with what Martin Luther King was trying to say. And a lot of times people are scared to address this situation, where me, I'm not. I ask this question a lot. Did integration help us or hurt us? Because you see more black abandonment than you did than you have seen. You know, you see it now than what you've been seeing within the last 40 years. And I feel like that's unfortunate, because when you think about it, some of us put so much energy and sitting up here begging to be around a group of people that don't even like us. See, what's going to happen is people that's going to listen to this, they going to hate this message. They're going to thumb the video down. They're going to call me a racist and all that type of shit. But I don't give a fuck about that. Everybody knows I don't give a fuck what white people think about me. Never have, never will. But when I look at what's went on with black people, the black abandonment, when you think about it, you had black people who went out of their way to fight to be aligned and basically make other people rich but their own. And now when we try to do it, they make us feel guilty about it. When you think about it, black people actually fought for the right to go and sit at white restaurants and businesses. Basically, we fought to give our money to other people. When you look at Dr. Martin Luther King's message. Now, was somewhere along the way, was it misinterpreted? Because that's what it sounds like. Because when Martin Luther King was around and he was making his move, there were black businesses that ran and functioned very well. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this. Now, the conservatives and the liberals try to pull that kumbaya shit, but they just as fake and just as racist as a member of the Ku Klux Klan. You got to understand, racism is complex. It's levels to the shit. There are different type of races in the world. You have a racist like Donald Trump, who may not align himself with what you would call an extreme group like the skinheads, even though he has technically denounced them, but he'll say he's not like them. You know, it's levels to everything. But I really want y'all to sit back and listen to this. When we was marching hand in hand, all together, you know, as one, we actually fought for the rights. This is what we did, and people need to just accept the truth about this. Black people fought for the right to basically make other people rich. If we had really depended more on self-reliance, and see, that's where we got lost in the shuffle. We abandoned, you know, self-reliance. And I think if it wasn't for integration, I think black people would be in a better position than what we are in now. Because keep in mind, everything in America is still controlled by white people. We still don't have our own shit. And you got to ask yourself that. Why is that? But then again, when black people have demonstrated self-reliance and that we can make it on our own without the help or the opinion of the white man, well, what do? They destroy it. And they make us feel like we can't make it without them. What y'all don't understand, black people, white people need us more than we need them. We've proven from, you know what I'm saying, from, the Ice Age, that we can make it on our own and survive. We are survivors. That's what we do. We are integrators. We are inventors. Y'all need to do y'all history. You know what I'm saying? Mostly like I keep saying, we taught Caucasian people with Western civilization, whether they like it or not. Y'all need to do y'all history. Those pyramids that we was building in Africa, believe it or not, they had indoor plumbing. Didn't know that, did you? See, what they do is they take history and make it his story. You know what I'm saying? And white people do that to try to take and remove the guilt from them on basically how they went out of their way to destroy the black man and destroy the black household. So I really want y'all to think hard. We actually fought for the right to sit down with people who cannot stand us. To go to their restaurants, we fought for the right to say, here, I don't want to give a black business my money. Go figure. But I'd rather give you, the white man, my money. I mean, it is what it is. People just don't want to put that out there. See, they would never allow me to say this on CNN. Because not only would I expose, white people, but I would expose a lot of black people. And like I said, I'm not attacking Dr. Martin Luther King. As I said before, he meant well, but then I think his message was lost in the shuffle. I don't think Martin Luther King meant for black people to just abandon their businesses and just shut them down and basically convert to just making white people rich and keeping them rich. And I think a lot of these confused black people misinterpreted Martin Luther King's message, because there were some dialect in Martin Luther King's, his memoirs, his notebooks, basically saying what I'm saying now. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that, because that's what a lot of people do. They manipulate certain shit and they make it their own. And that's what's been going on. I think Martin Luther King, if he was still alive, he would be greatly disturbed on what has become of black people. I'm disturbed. No matter how much people want to pretend that things are great and everything is good and that integration was the best thing that happened to us, I'm sorry. Me, myself, I don't really believe that. I see with my own eyes what's going on with my community and my people. To tell me otherwise, it isn't. You're going to always have a coon that's going to come with the, well, all white people ain't bad, or this group of people ain't bad. Well, I'll put it to you this way. When you make a statement like that, you right on a certain aspect, but at the same time, you basically admit what people like me are saying. No, that's true. They're all not bad. Just a large percentage of them are. But the problem is we can't weed out properly the good ones from, the bad ones, because they have too many bad ones. And then the so-called ones that's supposed to be good, they just as bigger cowards as a lot of these coons out here. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a big supporter of black businesses, and I want to support black businesses. But as I said before, you got to run your business like it's a business. And that's just real talk. Black people got to be better businessmen and women, and they got to be business savvy. And then black people as consumers got to be better consumers, because I'm going to keep it 100. We got to stop going into these black-owned businesses, asking for the hookup. As I said in Fred's video, you pay what the dude is asking. If you feel his prices is too high, then you have the right to go somewhere else. But if this man have a dry cleaning business, if he charging $6 to clean the shirt, and he's saying he'll have it ready for you in a day, pay that $6. Don't come with that well, I got 450. Can you take that? Because like I said, we know how this works. The 450 turns into 350. Then it's $2. Then it's $1. Then I'll pay you next week. Then I'll pay you next week turns into I'll pay you next month. And then it gets to the point where you like, hey, when you gonna give me my money? And then you get this black person who trying to play the victim role. Because, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, why you sweating me? Well, it's because you took advantage. I have to admit, I'm not pleased with black people when they do that type of shit. Like I said, when you go to those Mexican restaurants, when you buy those tacos and burritos and shit, when they ask you to pay $7, you don't come at them with that, I got $4. Can you hook me up? You know what I'm saying? I understand, trust me. I understand you had them days where you like $1 short. Okay, if they do it for you once, you know what you do the next time? Let's just say they give you the hookup that next time. The next time you bring 4 people to their business and bring them some business. And they pay regular price. And then, you know what I'm saying, you got to pay it forward. And a lot of times we've been conditioned to think that we are supposed to look out for each other. But it come a time, it's a difference between looking out for somebody and then somebody taking advantage of you. And a lot of times black people, as bad as I hate to say it, they do manipulate a certain situation and they don't take care of business. Just like people are mad at me for calling LeVar Ball out on his shoe business. But fair is fair. Like I said, I'm not going for that, well, you should let a black man rob you. It's better for a black man to get over on you than a white person. No, I don't roll like that. And that's just fact. But anyway, I'm just making a point. One thing that bothered me about white people, they love to have what I call their favorite nigga. You know, they favorite nigga, what I mean by that is the nigga that they like so much to where they feel like everybody is supposed to be like the nigga they like. You know, it goes on in sports, it goes on in every aspect. One of the things that pissed me off about white people is, I'll give you the example, just like the situation that just happened recently with the H&M. Okay, you have black people that had no problem with what those South Africans did to those H&M stores, and I feel like good. But then you have the white dude or the white woman trying to tell you, well, Martin Luther King would have never did nothing like this. Well, first of all, we ain't Martin Luther King. Okay, Martin Luther King had his way of handling a situation, and we have ours. And I hate when white people try to tell black people how we supposed to act, what black person we supposed to act like. Just like in boxing, everybody think that all black people are supposed to behave or conduct themselves like Muhammad Ali, which in fact white people was fake as fuck, because a lot of white people couldn't stand Muhammad Ali. And I know the history, and I know white people are full of shit. But as I said before, they sit up here and say, oh, well, Martin Luther King was non-violent. Now, let me ask y'all something. How come when white people attack black people or impose a violent act on black people where they're causing harm to black people, you don't hear white motherfuckers bring up Martin Luther King, but when they think black people is about to do something to them, then they bring up Martin Luther King? See, that's manipulation. That's what you guys have to watch out for. They do that all the time. They do it all the time. And my thing is, well, I'm not Martin Luther King. And see, and when you call them on that, then they had the audacity to try to say, oh, see, you making it about race. You don't tell all black people that they supposed to act like one black person that you in particularly like, which in reality you really don't. You using them as a smoke screen to try to justify some fake ass bullshit agenda message that you putting out there. But motherfuckers like me see right through it. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, I really think Martin Luther King's message was misinterpreted by black people. And that's the problem. I just look at the fact that you got coons, like I said, that will go out of their way to, defend white people at all costs, no matter what. But anyway, man, yeah, that's just my opinion on the whole Martin Luther King situation. And people just scared to really talk about this and have an open discussion, because it'll start opening black people's eyes to a lot of different shit. I'm a strong believer in